I'm not sure specifically what the coach's plan are for the next couple of weeks here before we break for winter break. But for me, the thing I'm most concerned about, like you said, is just getting healthy. And then once I'm healthy, then we'll work on growing and developing and building. And I'll make sure I communicate with that coaches, and they'll come up with a plan that they think is best for the team.
In some years, when you get to this point, sometimes teams they don't go all in. I think 2 years ago, maybe at Minnesota seemed to be kind of that way. This year, you guys seem to be as committed, as focused as you've been all year against Nebraska. Was the preparation good this week? Was the mindset good?
I don't know if our shortcomings have really ever been a lack of effort. I mean, maybe you could say that against Purdue at times, and that's tough to swallow when that's the case. But yeah, I'd like to think that we're proud enough, or we have enough pride that anytime we go out and play, we're going to give it our best.
And against Nebraska, where do you kind of regard them? Are they in the same category as Iowa State, or are they just another opponent, or as far as rival or whatever?
Yeah, I think of everybody the same. I don't take anybody to be this or that. They're our opponent. We respect them. Obviously, some opponents, the games are tougher than others, but we try to beat them, and that's really all I think about it.
Okay. So no extra incentive type things.
No, certainly not. No.
Did you get the sense of, after that first series, you go back out there and it seemed like you settled in on who was going to be up front, who the linebackers were, who was in the secondary? Do you feel that maybe played a role in being able to keep their offense in check and put you guys in a position to win?
I just think that in the first series we maybe saw their best plays. In other words, teams when they game plan, they can only put so many plays in their game plan.
Right.
Anytime you have a 10 or 12 play drive, they're going to tip most of their hand. And they did that in the first half, so I don't think it had anything to do with our personnel, but more or less just getting a feel for what they had in their game plan, and we had a field going in that second drive.
Well, I asked because after that series, you hold them to a field goal. The D-line, there wasn't as much rotating going on, if there was any at all, and then you rotated Colin in at safety, and it just seemed like things began to click for you defensively.
Yeah, it was shorter series. That's probably why there wasn't as much D-line rotation. So when you're going 4 or 5 plays, there's not necessarily a need, as opposed to when you have 8, 9, 10 plays.
How much do you feel Rex Burkhead and what he provided them in the second half, I guess made a difference in terms of what they were able to do with running the football?
Yeah, I don't discredit him at all. He's a good player. He had me a few times out there, and but for me, we tackle the guys with the ball, right? And it doesn't really matter who he is. I thought that, so they had scored 6 points in the first half and then 7 in the second. So I thought we had played well throughout, just not well enough. And he's obviously a good player, and we won't short him anything, but just didn't play well enough.
Obviously, I know no one's thrilled at losing a game, but considering what you guys defensively the last few weeks have had to deal with, and then today to hold a team like Nebraska at 13 points and be in a position late to win it, is that somewhat encouraging for you going forward now as you enter the offseason?
Yeah, maybe somewhat. I'm certainly not looking back and saying, man, I'm proud of what we did, because, I guess I'm proud of the effort we gave, but we don't want to minimize results. Nobody goes out there saying, man, we're just going to try and get good effort, and if we lose, we lose. That's not what we're looking for, and that's not Iowa, and hopefully it'll never be. But yeah, I guess we did some things well, and that'll provide a nice foundation moving forward.